Hey everybody, my name is Christian Saab, and in this video we're going to talk about the 6 biggest recruitment mistakes companies make when they are trying to recruit and hire people. And once again, if you are a business owner, HR professional, or a C-suite executive, and you are looking to grow your team with the right people, welcome to Careers People Growth, our amazing channel where business owners, managers, executives come here to learn the best ways to build their team for success, because people matter the most. People could make you bankrupt or they can make you into a billionaire. And on this channel, you are going to come and learn all the best ways that you could build your dream team for your success. So let's get right into it. The 6 biggest mistakes companies make when recruiting. Number 1 at the top of the list is lack of clarity. That is the foundation of all recruitment, not being clear on the position that they have to fill, or not being clear on the person that they need to bring in. This is across all the board, whether it's a $15 an hour employee to a $500,000 executive. Having a lack of clarity is the biggest mistake any business can make and any person can make when starting the recruitment process. So to summarize, if you don't know what you're looking for, how could you find what you want? So take the time and get absolute clarity on what you are looking for. I'm going to give you a tool for that. As a matter of fact, it should be a link in the comments below. You should be able to get access to our ultimate recruitment guide for free, where over there you're going to find a clarity qualification form where it asks you serious questions on, it allows you to think your way through to get clarity perfectly. So that is number 1. And in second place, number 2, they don't do the homework. Not doing the homework is the biggest mistake. Last thing you want to be is the person that thinks that for whatever talent you're looking for, the wage is one number when really it's something else. For example, if you're looking for a truck driver in your city and the average wage is $25 an hour and you are hiring for 17, guess what? That's a big mistake. So with that, doing the homework is very, very, very important. How could you do the homework as far as your marketing goes? This isn't an advertisement for Indeed because they don't pay me to do this, but I think it's the best tool out there. If you go on Indeed or even on Google or any of the job platforms out there, there's live data for the current market. Why I like Indeed is that it's literally all the active jobs and all the active job seekers all in one place in this current time. So the cool thing about it is that you could go into their analytics page and you could literally put in your city and your position that you're looking for, and it'll give you the exact statistics, amazing statistics such as average salaries, number of job seekers that are in your city that are looking for this kind of job. It'll show you the top 10 businesses that are competing with you to find that job, which will allow you to actually see how they market themselves and see their postings and see their advertising and their salary. And then is the top 10 different phrases and keywords used around that position, such as truck driver versus delivery driver. And you could find those cool keywords. Now, with that said, why is that important? Doing the homework is because last thing you want to be is very clear on what you want, but then you just package it wrong and you struggle to find the right people simply from something that you could have avoided all within just 5 minutes. So on to number 3, lack of communication is huge. Big mistakes companies make, especially when you are a organization with several people. Lack of communication in the aspect of you as one person and somebody else on your team are both looking for 2 different things. When you lack communication as far as what we are both looking for, then you can be successful. Think of all the times when you recruited for somebody and you found an employee and you think they're fantastic. You pass them on to your colleague who's the hiring manager and they say, nope, they're not. That is the exact problem that we're fixing here. Lack of communication. That could be fixed just by having a meeting with everybody on your team to give the clarity to everyone on the team, not just for yourself. So it goes hand in hand with like number 1 and number 3. Now, with that said, more on communication. Communication with the candidates, very important. At the end of the day, guys, think about this. In order to fill a position successfully, the only asset you have is communication. If somebody applies, you have to communicate with them. As a matter of fact, your job posting has to communicate with them. Someone applies, you have to call them. If you don't answer people's calls, if you don't get back to people on next steps interviews, if you don't communicate with them who they're going to be meeting with, if you don't communicate with them next steps in the interview process, if you don't communicate with them start dates, at the end of the day, something will fall in place. So communication is so important. And believe me when I tell you, I would say the biggest mistake out of that whole list is lack of communication. Think of why the last time it took you 3 months to find somebody. Well, I guarantee you 3 months of that, maybe 2.5 months delay was simply because of lack of communication internally with yourself. So just like you appreciate when a candidate is applying and they get good communication, when you message them saying we'd like to bring you in for an interview and they answer right away, and you disregard the people that don't answer right away, well, guess what? Don't be hypocritical. You got to be the one who's communicating as well. So next, number 4, taking too long. That goes hand in hand with communication. Taking too long is the biggest mistake. Now, taking too long where? In which process? The whole thing. So step 1, taking too long as far as responding to an applicant. So if somebody applies and you don't get to that application within hours, in today's day and age, it's hours. If you don't get within replying back to them saying we're interested in you within hours of applying, you're losing them. If you waited 2 days, somebody else would have been there in hours. If you waited 2 weeks, they're long gone and have a job by now. Taking too long. If you then message someone and schedule them for an interview, don't schedule the interview so far away. It's got to be within days of meeting them, not weeks. So if they applied on a Monday, you should be meeting them that week. If you're pushing it out to next week or 2 weeks later, you're now risking yourself losing that person simply because at the end of the day, they are interviewing somewhere else and could get an offer that they can't refuse in the meantime. So don't let time be the reason why you lose somebody. The next is if you do get them in an interview, getting an offer letter out right away. You are interviewing them, especially when you get through multiple rounds of interviews. You have to get the answers out right away as fast as possible in regards to job offers. So with that said, do not let time, I'll say it one more time, do not let time be the reason why you lose somebody, because in that time that you're not answering, somebody else is trying to get them as well. Okay, always remember that a candidate is always open-minded, not just for you, but to anybody else, and they will be having multiple interviews as well. Next, being one-dimensional. That is number 5. Being one-dimensional is a huge mistake. What do I mean by being one-dimensional? By being one-dimensional means that you are literally only putting up job postings, and that's how you recruit. Well, that is incorrect. That is a big mistake because, as a matter of fact, the best recruitment that is being done is outbound recruitment, which is going out and looking for somebody without getting an application, headhunting. Again, so I'm going to bring our recruiter's guide right in here. You could get it. Just click down below. It's absolutely for free. This guide covers everything you need to cover. Here's the main cover over here, and it covers specifically this topic of the different angles of recruitment. There's inbound recruitment. There's a whole list of stuff about it, and outbound recruitment. 2 main focuses of recruitment. You can get this for free, guys, just by clicking the link below to download this workbook. But what is that going to do for you? Being 2-dimensional rather than 1-dimensional gives you different tools. Now, even from a job posting perspective, if you just think put up a posting on one platform and that's it, it'll work. Wrong. You got to be posting on multiple platforms, utilizing social media, utilizing Google, utilizing all the job boards that are out there. Don't just post in one place. That is being multi-dimensional in just inbound recruitment. Now, with outbound recruitment, you got tools like LinkedIn, you got networking events, you've got many ways that things you could do. Just even as a matter of fact, your own staff could have phone numbers right on their cell phone of people they could call to interview and headhunt. Being 2-dimensional is the way to go. If you're 1-dimensional and just think a job posting will fix the problem for you, you are wrong. And you've clearly seen that because you have had a job posting going on for months and you haven't had the right applicant apply. That is when you should be 2-dimensional. And finally, number 6, the interview process. Not having an interview process, not having a plan is the biggest mistake anyone can make in a business, especially in a business that has multiple different positions. So if you are a company that has executive, white collar kind of positions like accounting, finance, and you also run a shop and you have skilled trades. You're interviewing skilled trades and an accountant, totally different. A lot of times, most HR professionals, they go with the good old-fashioned STAR method: situation, task, action, and results. And they do all these generic things that the HR program at their college taught them to do on how to interview, when in fact, that is wrong. You should not be interviewing a candidate for a certain position the same way for other positions. You actually need to design those questions. As a matter of fact, for your company is growing, you have people that are hiring, and that person that's hiring today could not be that person in the future, and you'll need to replace them with another recruiter. Well, how do you ensure that your interview process doesn't get affected? This is when you design questions for each position. You design an interview process for each position in order to have it as a process. So when we meet somebody for a certain position, we have it filed already that these are the questions that we should ask, and these are the rounds of interviews we should have. Some positions, all you need is 2 interviews and you're on your way. Some other positions, you maybe need 3 or 4 interviews to, at the end of the day, finalize and send out an offer letter. Never, ever, ever just interview anybody one time and at the end of the day, hire them, because that is just hiring way too fast, and you do not need to do that. Always, even if you absolutely love that person with the first interview, always, always, always have a second. I recommend 3 interviews. Very important. Why is that? Because they could hit it out of the ballpark with the first interview, but we want to make sure they're like that all the time. If time is short, it can hurt you. So you can't make a decision between a half hour and a 1 hour interview. You have to have them come back another time, meet with somebody else. Always have at least 2 to 3 people that are interviewing this person, having a conversation with this person, so we can hit it in all different angles to make sure this person is the right one for us. So to summarize on the interview process, A, you need to design an interview set of questions and an interview process for each position that you have. B is you need to have at least 3 people, 3 rounds of interviews in order to complete the process successfully. So with that said, guys, that was the 6 mistakes any business can be making when recruiting. If you fix all 6, you will be right on the right track to, at the end of the day, build your organization with amazing people and grow and have amazing careers. That's why we're here. Careers, people, growth. Guys, go crush it. Build an amazing team, and we'll see you guys later.